What if I told you some of the most unforgettable movies of the 80s and 90s weren't the ones breaking box office records, but the ones quietly changing lives? These are the films you stumbled upon late at night, rewound on VHS, and quoted with your closest friends. They didn't always win awards, but they won loyalty. They built underground fan bases, sparked midnight screenings, and became cult legends long after leaving theaters. While everyone else was watching the mainstream hits, these movies were crafting bold stories, strange worlds, and unforgettable characters. They took risks Hollywood rarely dares to take today. Some were misunderstood, some were ahead of their time, and some were simply too weird to be ignored. But every single one deserves a comeback on your watch list right now. The Last Starfighter, 1984. Before CGI became the backbone of modern blockbusters, this sci-fi gem dared to dream big. The Last Starfighter tells the story of a small-town teenager recruited by aliens to fight in an intergalactic war after mastering an arcade game. At a time when video games were still new, the film brilliantly tapped into gamer fantasy culture long before esports and online multiplayer became global phenomena. Its groundbreaking use of computer-generated imagery was revolutionary for 1984, making it one of the earliest films to rely heavily on CGI for space battles. But beyond the tech, it's the heartfelt coming-of-age story that resonates. The movie captures youthful ambition, small-town restlessness, and the universal desire to matter in a vast universe. Though overshadowed by larger sci-fi franchises of its era, this film remains a charming, optimistic adventure that perfectly blends nostalgia with cosmic imagination. Big Trouble in Little China, 1986. Wildly inventive and unapologetically bizarre, Big Trouble in Little China is a genre-blending spectacle that bombed on release, but later became a cult phenomenon. Starring Kurt Russell in one of his most self-aware performances, the film flips the traditional action hero trope on its head. Instead of the fearless savior, we get an overconfident truck driver constantly out of his depth. The movie fuses martial arts fantasy, supernatural folklore, comedy, and action into one neon-soaked adventure set in San Francisco's Chinatown. Its practical effects, outrageous villains, and rapid-fire dialogue make it endlessly rewatchable. What truly sets it apart is its willingness to embrace absurdity without apology. In a decade dominated by straightforward action flicks, this movie dared to be weird, and that boldness is exactly why it thrives today. It's chaotic, colorful, and completely unforgettable. Heathers, 1989. Long before teen comedies became glossy and formulaic, Heathers delivered a razor-sharp satire that cut deep into high school social hierarchies. Dark, daring, and disturbingly funny, the film follows Veronica, a popular girl who becomes entangled in a deadly rebellion against the cruel elite clique ruling her school. With biting dialogue and shocking twists, Heathers tackled bullying, peer pressure, and teenage alienation with fearless intensity. Its cynical tone was far ahead of its time, paving the way for darker teen dramas decades later. The performances, especially Winona Ryder's breakout role, add emotional weight beneath the film's sardonic humor. Though controversial upon release, it steadily built a passionate fan base, drawn to its rebellious spirit and quotable script. Today, it feels eerily relevant, proving that social cruelty and the desire to break free from toxic popularity are timeless themes. Empire Records, 1995. Empire Records captures a single chaotic day inside an independent record store, delivering a snapshot of 90s youth culture. Packed with eccentric characters, romantic entanglements, and a killer soundtrack, the film celebrates individuality and rebellion against corporate takeover. While critics were lukewarm upon release, young audiences connected with its authenticity and off-bait humor. It portrays the confusion of early adulthood with honesty, from career uncertainty to emotional vulnerability. The ensemble cast creates a sense of found family that feels genuine and comforting. Over time, the movie became a cult staple, especially among music lovers who cherish its nostalgic vibe. Watching it today feels like stepping into a time capsule of flannel shirts, mixtapes, and youthful defiance. Clue, 1985. Based on the classic board game, Clue transformed a simple murder mystery into a rapid-fire comedic masterpiece. Featuring an ensemble cast delivering impeccable timing, the film embraces absurdity with confidence. Its unique theatrical release included multiple endings, encouraging repeat viewings. The witty script and exaggerated performances create non-stop laughs while maintaining genuine mystery intrigue. Though critics were divided at first, audiences grew to appreciate its clever structure and quotable humor. Over the years, Clue has become synonymous with cult comedy brilliance. It's a perfect reminder that sometimes the most playful adaptations can achieve lasting legacy when they dare to be bold and unpredictable. The Rocketeer, 1991. Before superhero movies dominated cinemas, The Rocketeer brought retro comic book adventure to life with style and sincerity. Set in 1930s Hollywood, the film follows a young pilot who discovers a jetpack that transforms him into a high-flying hero. Blending Art Deco aesthetics with pulp serial excitement, the movie delivers thrilling aerial sequences and old-school charm. What makes it special is its earnestness. It celebrates heroism without cynicism. The practical effects and detailed production design immerse viewers in a nostalgic vision of pre-war America. Despite modest box office performance, it earned admiration for its wholesome storytelling and timeless appeal. In an era now saturated with complex superhero universes, revisiting this simpler, optimistic adventure feels refreshing. The Rocketeer reminds us that sometimes all you need is courage, heart, and a rocket strapped to your back. Tremors, 1990. Tremors is a creature feature that cleverly balances horror and comedy. Set in a remote desert town terrorized by underground monsters, the film thrives on witty dialogue and practical effects. Rather than relying on gore alone, it builds suspense through inventive scenarios and character chemistry. Kevin Bacon's charismatic performance anchors the story, giving it surprising heart. The creatures, brought to life through impressive animatronics, feel tangible and terrifying. Initially modest in success, the movie gained popularity through cable television and home video. Its blend of tension and humor makes it endlessly entertaining. Tremors proves that a simple premise, executed with creativity and charm, can achieve cult immortality. The Iron Giant, 1999. Though now beloved, The Iron Giant initially struggled at the box office. This animated masterpiece tells the touching story of a young boy who befriends a giant robot from space during Cold War paranoia. Beneath its sci-fi premise lies a deeply emotional exploration of friendship, fear, and the power of choice. The animation blends hand-drawn warmth with subtle digital elements, creating a timeless visual style. Its anti-war message resonates profoundly, especially in its unforgettable climax. The film proves that animated stories can tackle mature themes without losing innocence. Word of mouth and home video transformed it into a cherished cult classic. Decades later, its emotional depth and iconic "You are who you choose to be" message continue to inspire audiences of all ages. Dark City, 1998. Released just before The Matrix changed sci-fi forever, Dark City was overshadowed despite exploring similarly mind-bending concepts. This neo-noir science fiction thriller centers on a man who awakens with no memory in a city where reality itself is manipulated by mysterious beings. The film's gothic architecture, shadow-soaked cinematography, and haunting atmosphere create a dreamlike experience unlike anything else from the decade. Philosophical themes about identity, free will, and perception elevated beyond a simple mystery. Its visual style influenced numerous films that followed, yet it rarely receives mainstream credit. Critics have since reassessed it as a visionary work that was simply ahead of its time. Watching it today feels like uncovering a secret chapter in sci-fi evolution, a beautifully crafted puzzle that challenges perception and rewards attentive viewers. Clue, 1985. Based on the classic board game, Clue transformed a simple murder mystery into a rapid-fire comedic masterpiece. Featuring an ensemble cast delivering impeccable timing, the film embraces absurdity with confidence. Its unique theatrical release included multiple endings, encouraging repeat viewings. The witty script and exaggerated performances create non-stop laughs while maintaining genuine mystery intrigue. Though critics were divided at first, audiences grew to appreciate its clever structure and quotable humor. Over the years, Clue has become synonymous with cult comedy brilliance. It's a perfect reminder that sometimes the most playful adaptations can achieve lasting legacy when they dare to be bold and unpredictable. These films may not have dominated headlines when they first arrived, but time has been their greatest ally. Each one pushed boundaries, embraced originality, and refused to conform to mainstream expectations. They remind us that true classics aren't always immediate hits. They're discovered, shared, and cherished over years. Revisiting them feels like uncovering hidden cinematic treasure. So dim the lights, press play, and rediscover the magic that only cult classics can deliver.